To this day, I've never been more terrified and disturbed of Dragon Age Origins Darkspawn. But not any Darkspawn, a particular one. To understand why this particular Darkspawn is so insanely horrifying, you must understand what Darkspawn are. Darkspawn are the main bad guys of Dragon Age Origins. They are these nasty looking creatures that resemble the different races of Thedas. You may not recognize it at first, but being a Grey Warden, you're gonna have to fight a lot of these dudes. No one knows where Darkspawn came from, but a common belief comes from the Chantry, which is one of Dragon Age's organized religions.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless.
The taint they carried infected others, turning them into Darkspawn as well. With their increased numbers, the first Darkspawn went underground and dug deeper and deeper into the earth until they found the old resting place of old god Dumat, where he had been imprisoned. Freed from his prison and warped by the taint the Darkspawn bore, Dumat became the first of the archdemons and led the Darkspawn to lay waste to the world in which that would become known as the First Blight. After playing through your chosen origin story, you will first encounter Darkspawn at Ostagar. Ostagar is a southern fortress where the Grey Wardens and various bands, as well as the king himself, plan to assault the Darkspawn in this one big battle to stop the apparent fifth blight that is going to happen. During the Battle of Ostagar, we get to see these guys up close and actually get to fight them ourselves while trying to light the beacon. Everything goes well, we win the battle, and the game's over. Nah, I'm just playing. We get our shit rocked and everyone dies. Alright, so the player character and Alistair survive because a witch turned into a bird and grabbed you from the top of the tower. No, I'm serious, like, that actually happened.
She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon.
God, what a fun game. So after waking up in this hut, you see Morgan and you ask her about any other survivors besides you and Alistair.
Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now. Are you sure you want me to describe it? I had a good view of the battlefield. 'Tis a grisly scene. There are bodies everywhere, and Darkspawn swarm them, feeding, I think. They also look for survivors and drag them back down beneath the ground. I cannot say why.
Why are they searching for survivors and taking people back down from the ground which they emerged? We really don't know much about anything on the Darkspawn. Not if they eat, drink, or sleep. So it really sticks out that they're searching for survivors and bringing them home, essentially. Anyways, fast forward a bit, and you and Alistair are the last remaining Grey Wardens within Ferelden. So your task is you and Alistair must unite the land of Ferelden to fight the oncoming Blight. One of these allies are the Dwarves, and they live in Orzammar, which is a massive underground kingdom. Now, if you remember earlier, the Darkspawn make their home underground as well, which unfortunately happens to be where the Dwarves live. Orzammar isn't even a fraction of the city of which it used to be. The Darkspawn have overtaken these other cities, and these lost places to the Darkspawn are called the Deep Roads, which they make their home. To get Orzammar on your side and fight the Blight, you must find Branka, who's a paragon who ventured into the Deep Roads with her clan to find the lost Anvil of the Void. Going into the Deep Roads is an adventure few partake in, only Grey Wardens and Legion of the Dead, which is almost like the Dwarven Grey Wardens, but a bit different. As you and your party venture on deeper and deeper into the Deep Roads, the more unsettling it gets. More Darkspawn hordes appear, and what seem to be decorations? It just gets more and more obvious that this is a place you should not be. While venturing into the Deep Roads, we come across this woman. Her name is Hespeth, and she was part of Branka's clan. This woman obviously afflicted with the Darkspawn taint and speaking nonsense almost. Before initiating dialogue with her, we can listen to her disturbing poem describing what the Darkspawn do to prisoners.
First day they come and catch everyone. Second day, they beat us and eat some for meat. Third day, the men are all gnawed on again. Fourth day, we wait and fear for our fate. Fifth day they return and it's another girl's turn. Sixth day, her screams we hear in our dreams. Seventh day, she grew as in her mouth they spew. Eighth day we hate it as she is violated. Ninth day she grins and devours her kin. Now she does feast as she's become the beast.
I mean, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Absolutely horrifying recounting of what the Darkspawn do to their prisoners and how they make more. After this conversation, Hespith runs out, but we see her again on our journey. Sort of. Hespith follows us throughout the rest of the dungeon, retelling the atrocious things her and her clan went through when they were captured by the Darkspawn. Just absolutely making the Darkspawn lair that more creepy with her following.
We tried to escape, but they found us. They took us all, turned us. The men, they kill. They're merciful. But the women, they want to touch, to mold, to change until you are filled with them. They took Laren. They made her eat the others, our friends. She tore off her husband's face and drank his blood. And while she ate, she grew. She swelled and turned gray, and she smelled like them. They remade her in their image. Then she made more of them.
Now, BioWare does an excellent job of building up anticipation and anxiety within this level leading up to the boss, and I'm just going to show it as is.
Broodmother.
God, I remember the first time I did this quest, I think I was about like 11 years old, and between Hespith's horrific recounting, as well as her following you throughout the Darkspawn dungeon like Gollum or something, retelling the disturbing things done to her and others, and that insane opening of the Broodmother and its disgusting malformed body, and just knowing that that was once a human or dwarf or elf or some other sentient being other than a Darkspawn, and that's what will happen to all of Ferelden and the rest of Thedas if this is not stopped. It's just absolutely fucking insane. I have the Dragon Age official guidebook, and just to make this all the more fucked up, I'm gonna read the bestiary page of the Broodmother. Tainted females of the surface species are affected differently from males, undergoing great pain and gross mutations, which cause most of them to perish. Those who survive, however, become the egg-laying broodmothers. These broodmothers spawn many infertile offspring at a time, over and over throughout their lifetime. One broodmother, in fact, can create thousands of darkspawn, and it is from these broodmothers that all darkspawn originate. Like bees, the broodmothers are the queens and nominal rulers of the darkspawn races during the periods when a blight is not in progress. There's no evidence to suggest much in the way of actual organization, however. Elven broodmothers birth shrieks, Qunari broodmothers birth ogres, Dwarven broodmothers birth genlocks, and human broodmothers birth hurlocks. It's been like 14 years since my first playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, and still to this day, the build-up to the Broodmother is still the scariest moment in gaming for me. I don't think there's been a game since that's had a moment for me where I've actually been so disturbed and horrified with its storytelling and enemy design. I think Dragon Age Origins is a truly special game, and this is one of the many reasons why it's still my favorite video game after all these years. I just wanted to thank you guys for watching and listening to me go on about my scary moment in video games. I hope you guys give Dragon Age Origins a chance after this. It's old, but such a gem. I'd love to hear you guys' scary moments within games, or maybe if you had any others in Dragon Age Origins. Anyways, thank you guys for listening.